Hi there villagers, today I am making a boxed cake. We're slightly cheating today because we need to get a birthday cake made. So I'm making Betty Crocker's Tempting Chocolate Cake Mix. I've bought 2 boxes so that we can make a decent sized one for my mother-in-law's birthday tomorrow. So whilst I've got other things going in the oven for tea, I thought I'd get it done now. So first things first, pinny on, and apparently all we need to add is water, eggs and oil. So here we go. Let's see how good Betty Crocker actually is. I was going to make a chocolate cake normally, but then I realised I've already filmed it for you and I need a chocolate cake recipe because that's what she's asked for. So this seemed like a sensible thing to do. So all we need is 125 mils of vegetable oil, which is 8 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon, or 120 grams of melted butter, 230 millilitres of water or 230 millilitres of milk, 3 eggs, and a tub of the icing, which I did not buy because I didn't think to read the packet before I came out of the supermarket. So you can make them in cupcake form or you can make them in a cake, which I will make in a cake. And tomorrow I will go and buy the icing to stick them together. Hello Rio, do you think I'm cooking therefore you're going to get something? It doesn't work like that. Okay, beat the eggs, water and oil and cake mix together and either whisk by hand or electric mixer for 2 to 3 minutes until smooth and creamy. Okay, right, so 3 eggs. We'll do milk because I think that might make it taste nicer. And I've got a spare butter, so I'll do that too. So I will see you in a minute once I've measured it all out. I thought I had a spare butter in the fridge, but it turns out that I don't. So we're going for the vegetable oil option instead. So because we're doing 2 lots of cake, we need 250 millilitres of oil. Okay. And 230 millilitres of milk. No, double that. 230, so that's 460 millilitres. It's confusing trying to keep doubling up, which means I need 6 eggs. And that can go away now. Brought all the eggs over and whisk. So 6 eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. other one. So as long as you've got all the ingredients in, I can see why people use a box mix, because you don't need to talk about weighing out all your flour and your cocoa and all the rest of it. Right, so there's going to be quite a lot of mixture. Should have probably beaten the eggs before I put the powder in, but it's all going to get mixed up together anyway. And then I've got 2 matching cake tins, so I will put them in there. It does look very chocolatey. And we'll end up with cakes the same size. That's the plan. Smooth and creamy, that's what we're aiming for apparently. Smells nice. Yeah, I'll see to you next, Ria. Yeah. Do you want a chocolate cake? He's sitting on the floor, very close by, watching what I'm doing. Okay, I think that counts as smooth and creamy. It's not like able to stand up in itself, but I don't think it's supposed to. Alright, let's get rid of that. The packet says do not eat the raw mixture, which, as you know, I have people very willing to help lick the batter on me. Right, I'm going to find my cake tins. So I have 2 matching cake tins. And then we'll line them with a piece of paper, pour the mixture in and whack it in the oven. Pour into tins or cupcake cases if you're doing that. Bake for 23 to 28 minutes. That seems weirdly specific. Or until a round knife inserted into the centre comes out clean. For cupcakes, 18 to 22 minutes. Cool for 10 minutes in the tin, then remove. Fill with the Betty Crocker Tempting Chocolate Icing, which we haven't got, so the cakes will definitely cool because it'll be tomorrow. Okay, a bit of oil in the bottom of the tin. Gauge half the mixture in one and half the mixture in the other. about 1/2 inch. And into the dishwasher you go. Right, in for 23 to 28 minutes, and I'll see you in a bit. This is what they look like before they go in, and I'll show you what they look like when they come back out. So it took slightly longer than anticipated. They went in for 25 minutes to start with and an extra 10. But they've come up very well. They're quite big. So the whole cake tin is about 2 inches high, so it must be nearly that. So they're going to make a very, very tall cake when they're sandwiched together. So once I've been able to go and get the icing, I'll show you what they look like tomorrow. And welcome back to day 2. So I have 2 rather large size cakes. You can't always rely on box cakes to be generous enough for the number of portions that they reckon. So I bought 2 cake boxes, which now seems a little bit of a nonsense. That is 1 cake. So if I'd put that in 2 different cake tins, it probably would have done the job. So anyway, I've bought 2 lots of the matching icing that was meant to be purchased with it, but I didn't know. They also do a chocolate fudge one, which I did consider getting. So I'm going to put some on the top of this one and then lay the arguably better cake on the top of it and then ice that too. And the good news is it's not stiff or anything, so it should flow quite well. I've also bought some Maltesers to go on the top as decoration. If you have one of these palette knives and it gives you any trouble at all, have a bowl of hot water nearby that you can keep dipping it into, and that should help. Especially if your icing is pulling up parts of the cake. Oh dear, oh, that bit's for me. But as you can see, this is flowing really nicely. So it might feel a bit like cheating buying a cake mix, but actually I've been quite impressed with it. Okay, and voila. I might even have enough cake, no, icing. I not need the second one, but we'll see. We don't want to look miserly. I think we might need the second tub. So the tub is 400 grams, and about 600 grams would probably do it. Never mind. It's quite a good ASMR noise, isn't it? Okay, let's spread that and then see whether we need any more. Well, Betty Crocker, I give you 10 out of 10. Well, maybe 8, because really if you'd supplied the icing in my box, that would have made more sense. So now I've got some icing left over, so I shall have to do something else with the rest of it. So I've got about half of a tub. Okay. And to place the Maltesers. So in a 93-gram bag of Maltesers, you get that amount. So we'll make a pretty pattern with it. So obviously one in the middle. There we go. I'll show you what it looks like from above. There you go, very nice. Might go and see if I've got some sprinkles as well and put sprinkles in those quadrants. As you can see, it is quite a monster of a cake.